My name is Ravi and this is our 1991 Acura NSX Time Attack car. We've been doing a super lap battle and global time attack for about 6 years now, and we finally made some changes to the vehicle to make it a little bit more competitive now that well, everybody's elevated their game, so it's time to join the fray. Let me show the changes we made since last time we saw you. One of the major changes we made is the front splitter assembly. So our last splitter assembly was made of Alumilite. It's fairly flexible, fairly small, wasn't highly effective. So we went ahead and replaced it all with what's called CRF, which is a really high tensile strength material. And we added quite a bit beefier rods. The whole thing can support about 400 pounds now pretty easily. So we're pretty happy with that. That was a huge improvement from our last iteration there. One of the other major changes we made is inside the car. We're still required to keep a dash inside the car, so we still have a full factory Acura NSX dash except for the gauge cluster. However, everything else has been removed. All excess wiring, chassis harness wiring, all the headlight wiring, everything. It's been replaced with a CAN bus type wiring system, so there's about 10 wires that go from front to back, mainly for the headlights and some of the other devices. And the other big significant change we made is right under the hood here. Unlike the vehicle it came with a C-Series 3-liter engine. We had a high compression engine with ITBs on it, which was fantastic, sounded amazing. However, a little bit underpowered when it comes to competition. So we went ahead and worked with Brian from Hasport to get set up with this K20C powered plant, engine and transmission, as well as we worked with Full Race and Borg Warner directly to power the thing with a 7163 EFR turbo to give it a little bit extra boost on top.
So I think one of the things people are probably wondering why we chose the K20C for this particular engine swap. Well, it was kind of an interesting thing. I know that the earlier K20s have been done in the NSX, and I just felt that wasn't really a very good choice. The transmission's a little bit spindly. That engine is really not made for a rear-wheel drive car at all. But this particular engine has a much larger transmission. It's a lot stronger, and we thought it would be a much better candidate to be used in a rear-wheel drive car. In fact, the transmission is based on the V6 transmission, so we know it's a bit stronger. Basically, we took the K20C out of the Accord, also works with the K20C out of the Type R, and we made engine mounts for that. We had to do a little bit of modifications to the motor. We had to change over to the Type R oil pan, but then it was actually really easy to get in here, and the engine fits really well. It's not quite as bulky as the J series is. It's actually lighter, or sorry, C series is. It's actually lighter than the C series is. And with the turbo up front, there's plenty of room to route the exhaust out the back and get it to fit really well. We also decided to go with an air-to-water intercooler because of the fact that we have the radiator way up front. This engine actually, I think, performs a little bit better in the NSX than it does in the Type R or the Accord. And one of the reasons is the cooling is separated by so much. So it wound up to be an excellent choice for this car. That brings us to the hard part of the whole thing. What we had to do next was we had to get it to run, and that required some wiring. At the time, there was no ECU available that was jailbroken like a Honda ECU, so we kind of had to go from scratch, and that involved an Emotec, and that was a whole new can of worms.
As with any new build with putting a new motor in an old chassis, we had to completely rebuild the entire wiring harness. So with that, we're running a Motec 142, an AIM Strata 1.2, and an ECU Masters PMU 16. All of them connected via CAN and a full custom wiring harness. We went with the Motec 142 because it has the most versatile communications and everything that we need with this new K20C motor. With that, there was a lot of challenges in getting this motor to run with the Motec. There's a lot of cross-referencing. Honda schematics and wiring schematics and stuff weren't the greatest, but we made it work. You know, it was a lot of late nights, a lot of R&D, a lot of head scratching, but we got it sorted out. We got all the sensors running. The car's running phenomenal.
Often overlooked part of a well-sorted race car is the tuning system. I know Don explained to you we're using a Motec system, but the Motec system doesn't do anything without someone who knows how to operate it. And for that, we use Tony at UMS Tuning. He is absolutely essential to make sure we make it to every race day. And just want to quickly walk you around some of the features of our vehicle, including aerodynamics and brakes, etc. We're using an APR wing. It's actually mounted quite high. We did that based on some CFD flow analysis to determine where the best height was for our particular setup. It's performed absolutely awesome, and we don't have any intention of changing that anytime soon. Another area of focus, often neglected, everyone always forgets, the brakes. We're running a StopTech trophy kit, taken care of us by Brad Abrams, formerly of StopTech, but either way, he got us set up with this amazing kit, fixed all of our braking problems in one season, all day along the day, never had fade, never had any unusual lockups, absolutely fantastic kit. Something you also can't see that's hidden way underneath, Fortune Auto Suspension Dreadnought series, built specifically for this vehicle, specifically for this weight, everything in mind with our aero, all set up by them. Can't thank those guys enough for getting involved with our program. Another area of extreme interest and very high importance is the clutch. We're using an Exetti Stage 2 Ceramolite clutch that allows us to get all of our power down to the wheels reliably, smoothly, and consistently. Extremely important to have a high quality clutch on your vehicle when you're competing at this level. Changing a transmission to NSX, not fun. Gotta have the good stuff. We're extremely honored to be here with Global Time Attack at the Long Beach Grand Prix for this first Time Attack event with the group. It has been absolutely amazing. The car has been phenomenal. The new modifications made have been substantial upgrades from last time we ran the car. We're going to try to come back for sure. Some of the things we want to put on our list is we would like to have a sequential in this sequential gearbox in this vehicle as soon as possible. That way we can turn the boost up a little bit more closer to what our competitors run to keep us a little bit more in the mix. So great inaugural event. We're super pumped that we got to come run on this historic track. There's a very few drivers have ever touched the concrete here, and we're absolutely thrilled and honored to be here representing Global Time Attack.